Welcome in, everybody. My name is Brian, and this is your SportsBallTalk News Break. The NFL coaching carousel continues. After 18 seasons, John Harbaugh has been fired by the Baltimore Ravens. He leaves with the most wins in history and a Super Bowl ring. But the coach wasted little time, as the New York Giants have already named him their next head coach.
I know the challenges. I understand the expectations. I know the fans are hungry for a winner. We're here with one mission: to earn the right to be called the world champions in New York.
After just 1 year as DC for the San Francisco 49ers, journeyman coach Robert Saleh gets the chance to steer a new ship in a new place with a new team.
Folks in Nashville who have a pro football team making it official with the hiring of the Titans' new head coach. Robert Saleh is set to lead the charge in 2026. The former Jets head coach and current 49ers defensive coordinator agreeing to a 5-year deal with Tennessee. He impressed the Titans leadership during an in-person interview on Monday in the Music City, beating out Chiefs offensive coordinator Matt Nagy. Now Saleh will take over a Titans team that went 3-14 last year.
More news from the AFC. Another Super Bowl winning coach is out. Mike Tomlin, after so many years in Pittsburgh, has decided to step away from football. This, of course, off the less than stellar season where massive promises were made, not so much delivered on.
Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. After a historic 19-season run in Pittsburgh, Mike Tomlin just informed the Steelers that he is stepping down as the Steelers head coach, effective immediately. Mike Tomlin has resigned as head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers now will be looking for only their fourth head coach since 1969. Remember, it was Chuck Noll, then it was Bill Cowher, then it was Mike Tomlin. And now now they will be looking for their fourth coach.
The Tomlin situation does have a twist, though. If and when he decides to come back to football, the Pittsburgh Steelers still hold his rights, so they will absolutely have to be compensated if he decides to come back. But the Pittsburgh Steelers did not sit on their hands. It took them less than 2 weeks to name their next head coach, Mike McCarthy. Best known for his Super Bowl wins with Green Bay and his last stint in Dallas, we'll see how he does in Pittsburgh.
That the Steelers are, in fact, about to hire Mike McCarthy as their next head coach, Andrew.
That's right. The Greenfield native becoming the head coach of the Black and Gold. In fact, the team made official in an announcement on X saying, quote, "We have verbally agreed for Mike McCarthy to become our next head coach," end quote. This comes nearly 2 weeks since Mike Tomlin stepped down.
Mike McCarthy is, of course, a Pittsburgh native who led the Green Bay Packers to a win over the Steelers in Super Bowl 45. And was most recently the Dallas Cowboys head coach. The former Cowboys coach left the organization after the 2024 season and did not take a coaching role last season.
He was one of the 3 in-person interviews the team held earlier this week, along with Minnesota Vikings defensive coordinator Brian Flores and Miami Dolphins defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver.
Now McCarthy becomes the team's 4th head coach since 1969, following Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin.
The Las Vegas Raiders have fired Pete Carroll after just 1 year, and no replacement is in sight.
Carroll is relieved of his duties as head coach after just 1 season at the helm, finishing with a record of 3-14. The 74-year-old was hired by the team in January of 2025 in tandem with general manager John Spytek. In a statement, Raiders owner Mark Davis said general manager John Spytek will lead all football operations in close collaboration with Tom Brady, including the search for the club's next football coach. The Silver and Black are slated to pick first overall in April's draft.
The Browns in a similar situation after choosing not to renew Kevin Stefanski's contract.
Coming into the season, we were realistic that, we were a team and a roster in transition. And ultimately, this decision is born from the fact that we've ultimately felt like we did not see enough progress in areas that were controllable, independent of certain game outcomes.
Sean McDermott is out in Buffalo, and Buffalo is hot on the heels of Phillip Rivers. Apparently, he has been on 2 different interviews with the team and is very hopeful to be signing soon.
So the NFL's best comeback story this season is getting a little bit better. Sources say Phillip Rivers, the potential Hall of Fame quarterback who returned to the field to such fanfare this year with the Indianapolis Colts despite being in his mid-40s, is interviewing for the Buffalo Bills head coaching position. Yes, Phillip Rivers could go from high school coach at St. Michael Catholic to NFL head coach with the Buffalo Bills, and the fact that Josh Allen, who he's close with, is participating in interviews is a good sign for Phillip Rivers. Sounds like thus far it has gone really well.
Still lots to come to see who ends up where and who might not. But we appreciate you guys joining Sports Ball Talk News Break. We'll see you on the field.